Hello, guys. How you doing? Daniel Itaba here. As always, thank you very much for keeping up with Spot On. This is another show. We recently had the Elevate TV launch. Whoop whoop! It was a really good event we had last Friday. Thank you for all the interaction on social media. May I get these messages of you guys saying, "I watched you on Facebook." So it's really good. Thank you for keeping up with us. You know the time; it's 6 to 7 p.m. on Saturday evening, every Saturday evening. So please don't usimiss hata moja, usimiss. So I'm here with my very able hosts who will introduce themselves, beginning here.
Hi, Hilda Katebe, as always. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah.
My name is Sheila Juma. Thank you so much for always tuning in.
All right. So now we will go straight to the icebreaker. And now you can see, okay, let me just pull out. I have many papers over here. What's the
Mwakenya.
Mwakenya. Were you one of those?
No.
Okay.
But I know of them.
You know of them.
Of the Mwakenya.
So now, I don't know if the cameras are getting this really well. We have a number of papers in here. Well, clearly they're papers. It's not like they're leaves. But anyway.
There could be trees.
There could be trees.
No, they come in white.
In white. So what I have here, behind the scenes, what I told my host is we will write at least 5 things about ourselves, true stories about ourselves, which we will read here and try to guess. It's essentially what the game is to know each person here on set a little bit more than we probably have known them. So these are true stories, I hope.
Yes.
Very true.
Hey, you guys.
Very true.
Okay, I hope.
Yeah, happened.
That's true. Okay, these are true stories that we're going to read out here. They're not. Hopefully, they could be embarrassing. I think. Yeah.
Kidogo too.
But yeah,
Not
so
much.
But so what we will do is I will read them out. I will try not to pay attention to the handwriting. I'll just read, and we will try to guess who it is on set. All right. So let's begin. Da-da-da-da. I almost fainted on a school trip. Who could
That looks
be?
like Sheila.
Wow, I just look like a candidate. Shidwe. A rebuke in the name of Jesus.
I think I will also say the same.
Really?
Yeah.
I think it's Hilda. It wasn't you? Have you ever fainted?
No, never.
That looked like a lie.
I've never fainted.
No.
So drum rolls.
No.
What is our final answer? Whoever it is raises their right hand.
Okay.
3, 2, 1, go. I did.
Oh my God.
You know what made me know is the way Hilda denied it like that. I tried to monitor her face. When someone
I need
denies
a
it.
poker face.
Yes.
Just don't psychologically.
I'm going to be like this the whole time.
Acting.
No, you'll break, Sheila. We all know that.
No?
You can't stay there. You see? So anyway, so now, I was once called very black by another black international.
You.
You sure?
Yes.
Okay.
Who's the darkest
You
here?
think? You think so? Yeah, I'll take blame. Yeah, that's it. And that was in South Africa. A black guy came and tell me, "You are very black. You are very black."
Very black.
And he's just as black as me. I'm just like, guys, really?
Black, you don't make
we are one.
From
we are one.
Luyaland.
And someone told me after black, there's another color. It's purple.
Like dark purple.
Like,
Wait,
yeah,
wait,
dark
wait,
purple.
wait,
So
wait.
at Kenda coast to Chomenajua, at you turn purple. I'm
Oh,
just-
it's true.
I took
It's weird.
offense. I took offense. Anyway, the first time I tasted shawarma, I was quite the adult. I never went back.
Hilda. It's you. That poker face is so horrible. It's you.
Me, I have my
It's
guesses
you.
as to who this is.
I think it's you.
It's you.
Me, I have my guess. I think it's you.
Okay, the person just.
So
raised their
in
hand.
3, 2,
2,
1,
1.
the person's right hand will go up. 3, 2, 1.
What?
Which is quite weird. I grew up in Coast.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I was like, it's Hilda.
Yeah, and I knew this one would play a trick on at least one of you, and it happened to be Sheila. But anyway,
She was so sure.
Yeah, I was like, she was like trying to deny it.
exactly,
That's right.
which is quite weird, by the way. I tasted shawarma when once we had actually left. Was it
So you
not-
don't like it?
No, I like it. No, like once I tasted it, I never went back. So like, I love it.
The
Yeah.
question felt like now you just.
You
need to
didn't like it.
Right. No. I really love it. In fact, we make at home. Shout out to my sister who really does a good job of that. Let me pick. Yeah, okay. So, all right. I once got lost in a huge church in Nairobi at a very young age. I was super traumatized.
Hilda. It's you.
Let's say Sheila.
Me, I'll say
Me?
Sheila.
Yeah.
It's not me.
All right.
It's Hilda.
In
It's
3, 2, 1. I don't know why I'm picking mine.
What?
For real, yeah. Like, that was Nairobi Baptist. I was in
And
Nairobi
you-
Baptist and I came from Mombasa. You know, Mombasa churches
Yeah.
were not that big at that time. So, my folks were in the main service, I was in the kids. And so, I was just like, what's happening? So, I had to stay like in a central place until they actually found me. So, I was just like, yo, that is crazy. I hope I
Wow.
don't pick another one of mine.
Okay.
Anyway, kiss.
So now you know it's not yours. Okay, so
I'll just say, oh,
Okay, now I know what I'll do for the next one. I have eaten chapati and ice cream. I'm guessing that's today.
take together.
wait.
Like I have, this is someone has written. I
Sounds like a Hilda thing.
have eaten chapati and ice cream.
Sounds like him with all the avocado stuff.
Now I know.
It's Hilda.
So in 3,
2,
1.
1. Yeah.
But it's not today, it was a high school thing.
In high school, you had ice cream.
We used to eat, it was ice cream for Sunday and then we keep chapati from the previous day.
Bougie people. Oh my goodness. You bougie
Chapati
people.
and ice cream. It was tamu.
Chapati and ice cream. My friend,
Like you guys actually had ice
it
cream.
doesn't
Wow.
slap the same at home as
Yeah,
home, like
yeah.
in school. Oh
Okay.
yeah, we had ice cream in school.
That's legit. You should thank God for those high schools. I mean, we also sometimes had but yeah, it was,
I mean, no, yeah, we did.
yeah, occasionally. I almost got it. Whoosh. I almost got arrested for double parking. That sounds like Sheila.
That sounds like
Sheila.
Dan. Oh my goodness.
That's
That sounds like
Why
And we will
me?
prove it in 3.
Why? Wait. Why do you think it's me?
because
see
of
what-
that cameo you kept the other day of someone driving.
Sheila even, there's a time she posted on Instagram that there's some times when, what were you talking about like when you're just this close to having an accident and like
When you
even
hit
though
a
you're
bump.
playing. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Some
And I
air.
laughed. I was just laughing in my mom. I was like, and then I posted the same. So in 3, 2, 1. I knew
It's
it.
me.
Okay, to the next one. We need to get this going quickly. I hated the sound. I hated the sound of bursting balloons while growing up. I low-key hate them today in closed room settings. Wow.
Hilda.
I also say
Yeah.
the same. Okay. Anyway.
Balloons.
Okay, in 3, 2, 1. I hated. So we went. The story is this: we went to the show. You know the
Yeah.
Nairobi show, the Mombasa show. Now we're in Mombasa, and they were shooting guns in the air. Like you know how there's all this presidential show and stuff.
Yeah.
Ever since I was told, I never liked that sound. So, but till today, if it's in a closed room setting, I'm still like, guys, really, why do we have to do balloons? But at least the fear kind of had me. So
But why do we have to
I think that.
poke them?
Now
Yeah,
I'll
why do you have
know.
to poke them? That's
Now
supposed
I'll
to
know
be-
to do that next.
I mean, you can do it. Today it's not, hey, when I was young, it was trauma, real trauma. Today I can actually manage it, so it's okay. So, I have jumped from a window before.
Ah, that sounds like you.
That is Hilda.
It's Hilda.
That sounds like
Hilda.
you.
It's Hilda.
In
Why are you giving me all this
in
gangster?
three-
It's
thing?
Hilda.
Two,
It's Hilda.
one.
You know it's you.
Da-da-da-da. On to the next one, guys.
Uh-huh.
I put
Okay.
hot tea in my siblings' eyes. Wow,
Dan.
wow, this is evil.
Ah, this
Dan.
is just so
This is
you.
evil.
This is done. This is done.
I put hot tea in my
tea.
siblings. Let me tell you, Sheila would have been busted. Charlie would have told her now. I would say this is Hilda.
Actually, no, this
It's
is
done.
Dan.
It's
In
so done.
three,
So
It's
Dan.
such a done
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Two,
To your sister.
1. For real?
Yeah.
What? The same Sheila that I'm excusing. Oh my goodness. Wow.
Is she fine?
Wow.
Is she okay?
She was really small. She was like a few months old, and I was young as well. I was like 2. So
And you
like
remember?
I remember my mom used to put like eye drops
Yeah.
in her eyes. So I used to see her do that.
Yeah.
So one time akamwacha hapo, and then went to the kitchen,
Right.
and then I was like, oh, let me help mom. So I took the tea, I spooned the tea, and then like trying to help mom. She's fine. Like she didn't go blind. She doesn't need glasses.
Yeah.
She's fine. It's not a big deal.
Sibling rivalry, yeah?
No,
Let's get
like,
this
yeah.
going.
Wow,
Let's get
she
this
was
going.
helping.
Yeah,
the
I was helping
situation.
mom.
I can imagine helping.
Yes, helping the
Ah,
situation.
I once shaved my hair, so that clearly cannot be me, guys. Because I mean, clearly I do shave my hair. So I once shaved my hair.
It's Hilda.
I will go with Sheila.
You look like you cut it and then it grew back.
It's Hilda. I can assure you for
In
a fact.
3, 2, 1.
Although I have shaved
Or
my hair
you
before,
have?
yeah.
Right. How low?
I was
Did you
really
go
young.
skin
Like,
low?
no, like,
Everything.
not skin low, but like shorter than that.
Right. You
Okay,
went skin low.
everything,
Oh, that's legit.
everything.
That's
Everything.
legit.
Everything.
How old are you?
12.
And there are people, by the way, there are
12.
people who really shave. Those of you who are watching, people who actually shave and you look good. I mean, I know
Yeah.
it's for ladies it's controversial. It's all that.
No. I mean, if you want to cut your hair,
Yeah.
cut your hair, man.
Short hair,
Go
long
ahead,
Cut
do
your
that.
hair, man.
Yeah.
But for me, I will never.
Yeah.
I don't have the head for it.
So I fell while on my way to stage. I'm guessing this person had heels on. I think this one, I would say this is Hilda.
I would say that's Sheila.
Why me? I would say it's done.
In 3, 2, 1. Woohoo! We're getting closer. We're getting closer. I love to walk barefoot.
Hilda.
Yeah, that one is.
She looks like
obvious.
it.
It's just
In
so.
3, 2,
I think I do it even here.
but
Walking
there's
barefoot.
There's something so scientific about it, by the way, about walking like, especially on not on cement, but on ground, commercial ground.
Yeah.
Let's get going. I forget music exists sometimes.
Hilda.
That's Hilda.
Yep.
In 3,
2, 1, Hilda.
2. We have one more
What a
left.
sad life.
I once trimmed my eyelashes. Whoa, this is deep. I once trimmed my eyelashes in hopes that they would grow longer.
Me, I told the story of eyebrows.
Oh, now I can
Eyebrows.
tell. I can already tell who it is.
Me, I said eyebrows.
In 3, 2,
2,
1.
1. Yeah.
What is it? But you leave with eyelashes.
Yeah.
Why don't you like your eyes?
There you and your eyes.
What's that happening? Anyway, now the last one is I once wanted to become tall so badly, but then well. Dot.
Hilda, you're the shortest here.
I think it's done. Like he had a revolution the
In
other day.
3,
2,
2, 1.
Oh.
Yeah, I just wanted to play with your minds. I wanted to see if you think. I knew you'd say Hilda.
Yeah.
So I was just like,
Good job.
At
guys.
least now they know I'm the shortest.
Actually, one day we'll force you to stand here. But anyway, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
We'll have a
Anyway,
standing game.
A standing game. Yeah. Or when. Anyway, let me not go into more details. Let's save her identity.
Yes.
Anyway, guys, it's really good to have you today. Thank you for participating with us in the game. Give us more suggestions about what games you want us to play here on set. But for now, we will go into what we're talking about today, and we're talking about commitment. So we had like a few conversations behind the scenes, and I was trying to go in a certain direction, and people here were like, maybe
Wait.
not. Let's not go in that direction. Because commitment has many directions we could go. We could talk about relationships, we could talk about a life purpose, we could talk about many different things. But I'd like to steer us, first of all, in the direction of why, because I've heard this said many times where young people want, and I think that's where that whole happy, any kukula happy and stuff like that, you know what I mean? People want to be happy and not necessarily commit to something or to somebody, if it is, we're talking about a life partner and stuff like that. Do you guys have friends that may still be in that phase, that gray area, or maybe staki kucommit? Let's use now to a partner, so to speak. Do you have friends? You don't have to give a personal story. It could be a friend.
Who don't want to commit to like a romantic partner?
Yeah, like a life partner. Yeah, in that sense. Yeah.
Oh, so they want to just keep.
Yeah, they wanna just, and with no reason per se.
No. I don't know of anyone
Okay.
who's like that.
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe I did maybe I know someone who was like that, but now are in a space where they're like ready.
Right. And what brought them out of there? Like, do you know, did they ever share with you about what made them realize that actually commitment gives them a fulfillment?
I think it's a matter of time. Like
Time.
ilifika tu time where she was like, I think now this is it.
Yeah. Right. Okay. How about you?
I guess I know the story of, the many frogs before the prince.
Yes.
But I don't know anyone who's there right now. I
Right.
think everyone I know right now is on their business, on their graduation, on their yeah.
Right. Now let me use a different angle now. Talk about I know you're really fluent in terms of voiceovers, if I'm not wrong, and at least some radio work you've done.
Market me.
Yes,
please.
I will market you. Take this for free. Take
What
this
you're
to the
charging?
maximum. Elevate TV will bill you for this. No, just kidding. Just kidding. No, but like you see life purpose, and you know, and you've told me this a number of times, and that's how I know that you really love, even being on Elevate TV and just sharing your heart out with people. What did it take? Did that just happen like that, or was there a time in which you were just like, Manze, let me just try out a few things, or maybe this is not for me, and yet it is for you? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Did you have a season like that?
I did. Mine began when I was in class 8. So I did not like to be seen in front of people. But one day, it was my turn, so I have to do this. So I went in front of the parade and I made announcements.
Wow.
After the announcements, my class teacher came and he was like, oh my God, Hilda, you could be such a good journalist. At the time, I was just doctor. You know the way, in primary, we are like doctors, pilots, engineers.
Yeah.
So that time I just wanted to be a doctor. So then the passion started growing because I loved writing. Like my writings were so good when I was in class 5, it was taken to the higher classes for them to actually copy from
Wow.
me. Yeah. So now the passion just started growing slowly by slowly to where I am today. So till today, now we have to do a lot of voice exercises so that your voice is clear, and this has commitment, by the way. This has commitment. So your voice exercises, your research, so you don't say something that is a lie and people come for you on social media.
Fact checking,
So,
isn't it?
and then, you know, that could be tiring for someone. But for me, I love it, so I'll do it each and every time. For the radios, for the voiceovers.
That's legit.
Yeah.
That's legit. Do you feel like, would you use the word committed to that as like, let me use the word career, as a career path? Would you say that about that now?
That I'm committed to this. Definitely.
Right.
100.
You're passionate
1000%.
about it and stuff like that. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that because I think commitment many times has, and I think that's where I was going with this next. We have this issue of absolutes. Like, so it's either you hear, and it's true, like the Bible says, it's let your yes be yes and a no be no.
Black and white.
Yeah, you're either black or white. Gray, no one wants to be associated with gray. If you're lukewarm, he spews you out. So there is all this thing of absolutes where you either are committed to what God has put you on the earth to do or not, which essentially is true, guys. By the way, it's essentially true. You have to, and you don't have to be starting off. You will not always be perfect. Remember we talked about something about perfect in the previous episode, and starting off, you may not know all the ropes, you know what I mean? Like you may have to learn, and sometimes God has that way of humbling you. Like you will just begin a business and he will show you, he'll put someone there, you'll be like an apprentice, or maybe you're the one who knows and he puts someone under you and you help them become committed to what it is they're supposed to do. So it's true, we may not begin knowing all that, but it's true, there's always those absolutes where someone is like, Manze, come on, even if I don't know this, Manze, see, then it means it's not meant for me. I'm not cut out for this. Like I started a business and I made the first loss. Maybe it's not for me, you know what I mean? But like there's so many stories of people who have like made it after their first bankruptcy. Like the former US president had a number, I don't know if it was just one bankruptcy. Donald Trump had a number of bankruptcies, but he became a name, you know what I mean? Like in terms of in the financial world. So this thing of absolutes, like when you are, Sheila, I know you're really committed to music, and that I know for sure, that is without a question. But was there a time when you had that pressure of, Manze, if I'm not hitting the note the way it should be technically, or if I'm not having the form of influence a musician should have, then I'm not a musician at all? Did you have that point?
Absolutely,
right,
all the time.
Right.
I've had so many of those moments where because of course there's somewhere that I want to get to, there's somewhere that I want to go, but because I've not yet gotten there, I'm still on that journey, still on that process. Many times you'd find yourself, or I'd find myself like criticizing myself to the extreme. There's that good like criticism, like, okay, work on this, but you so much that you even like put yourself down and you know, start feeling like like, what are you even doing here? There's so many of those moments, but God's grace has been so sufficient. And just being able to be confident in my calling and knowing that God qualifies the called and he doesn't call the qualified. Like he will call you for something, he will equip you for that thing. He will give you the grace and all the resources and finances that you need to get that done. And so for me, me that has been really a defining moment for me to actually commit to this fully. Just knowing that God has my back, and all I just need to do is to obey.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then can I just say something before you
Absolutely.
go?
Absolutely.
That's why you should not come for people on social media. As you've had, we are our own critics.
Right,
So
right.
everything you're saying, we already know. And we are our own like biggest critics, even before you tell her like, this one didn't hit rightly. You didn't say this properly.
Right.
Like, we are our own biggest critics.
Which is funny. You know, I saw a video yesterday. I saw a meme actually. Not a meme, it's actually a video. Someone was, you know how when you're watching a match and the tensions are high, like a football match or basketball match, and then your team loses. And then you're like, me, I would have made that shot. So they brought
Would
what?
you?
Would you? So now
you
someone,
though?
so someone actually now went to Twitter and like invited people for a surprise something. They didn't know what it was. They thought, we're winning prizes. They were invited and they were told, okay, so on this day you said you would have made this shot. And it was American football. So there's a ball that was put there and they had to kick it. All of those people failed. So by the time you're talking about, when you're talking bad about someone, something that God has called someone to pursue as a life purpose, it's a different direction. I mean, it's like it's one thing you don't want to do, because if you're judged by those same standards, you know, you can fail. So commitment definitely is something, guys, and it's one that is to the absolute. And so we have to allow God. I like what Sheila said. Obedience to the call. Like Gideon was found hiding where. And God told him, it is you that I have chosen, because the guy kept on taking corners and trying to say, see me, I'm such a small, I'm so insignificant. So, but in the end, there was a commitment God had to his purpose, to his calling, and he did see it through. So, obedience to that, guys, obedience to that at home. And then one other question I had is this. Do you feel like sasa vile Sheila nimekwambia, I mean, and you know this for sure, this is by you're convinced about it. Do you feel like people have boxed you into what they feel you're committed to? What I mean is this, like as a musician, have people said now beyond doing music, you're now doing Elevate TV. Why are you doing Elevate TV? Or they're surprised, maybe not in a negative way. They're like, what? Oh, you're now doing, you're hosting a show and stuff like that. It's happened to you.
It has happened, but in the sense of, because media, I mean, music is very related to media. So being a musician and then people see me as a TV host is not really surprising. However, I did start a business. Called Nailvine. Guys, come. Okay, I'm not gonna advertise here, but we started a business for nails, like making nails, and so several people have just come up to me and be like, you know, the first time I saw you post about, you know, Nailvine, I was like, nails?
Right. Of all people.
Nails? Sheila, nails? It's so far-fetched.
Right.
But I'm not really affected by such comments because maybe it's true, like of all the things, like nails was probably the last thing that someone would have thought Sheila would go into. But I'm not allowing that to actually box me in terms of affecting what I decide to go into. I'm just, you know, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And so whether you think I can or I cannot, I already know that I am empowered to do that by Christ. So whether they box me or not, it really doesn't affect me because I do not allow myself to be boxed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Right. And same to you. I'm guessing you've had situations where people like, that's the way back to hiyo kona yako ya journalism.
Usisonge. Usisonge. And then there were others more like, but you're such a quiet person. How can you do this? So your box. Friend,
Vunja your box.
More.
Guys, we're going on a short break. We're coming back in a short while. Stay tuned at Elevate TV Kenya, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. We'll be back after this short break.